curriculum based on competencies. And this is not easy. Several people have been trying this. But we also want to add the certification process. And we're relying on the experience that NPA Pro has developed together with my own son. So we don't want to reinvent everything, we want to bring different initiatives together. So basically, when we talk about competencies, we want to go from the nose, which is the traditional academic training, information, knowledge, to does. And this is the scale we want to go to be able to deliver people that are actually capable of doing things and doing things well. So as I mentioned, other people have been working on defining competencies. NPA Pro has defined competencies for its certification process. IUCN did a large work. The U.S. Park Service has developed competencies, 223 competencies, I think, for 16 different professions that they consider within their system. USCN has done an initiative in Latin America over the last years and has come up with, this was actually the number of votes of priority on the competencies that are necessary. And if you look at the most voted is effective communication. So there's a lot of background information, but this has been put together into a package, and that's what we're looking forward. Course contents will be based on e-learning, accessible, downloadable, open source in the sense that people can download them, can add to them, can change them, but hopefully we'll upload them again. So we have a continuous growth of these modules, verification, adaptation to different countries, to different conditions, with different case studies, with videos, and everything else. So this permanent feedback will be very important to keep this growing and keep them updated. As it was mentioned, we are working on 3 levels. This does not mean that we're going to stay here. We can actually go further and develop tourism in particular areas. We can go and develop other areas as we kind of move along. But we want to start with these 3 levels. And then have needs-based topics around, which can also be then complementing these modules. So we had a very productive workshop in August in Costa Rica, and we basically agreed on an initial draft of knowledge areas, which could be turned into courses. I won't go into detail here, but this information is all going to be available on web within the next few weeks after this launch. And this is open for discussion. The idea is to circulate this, and within a larger training task force, bringing different organizations to work here and seeing what have they done, what is their experience, actually get agreement on a basic list according for each of the levels. This does not mean that we'll cover everything, but people can actually then download and not reinvent the wheel, start from a good basis, and then use them at a local level. So these are some of the examples of the needs-based topics. We'd be talking about fire management, for example, could be one of those topics. And even if it's downloadable and any individual can use the modules, the contents, the courses, we're looking for an accreditation process for institutions that want to be accredited as global education providers. And I'm taking these ideas from the Project Management Institute, and I actually have asked them for permission to use their handbook of accreditation so we don't have to reinvent that. And it has been very well accepted in project management. So they have the whole process of how you can get to centers of excellence, which have been the right to use a logo. This is not the final logo, this is just a dummy. This would go together with a trainers program for those universities, academic institutes, whatever, that are working in the countries. They could be supported with a program to train their trainers for them to be able to implement the program. So I won't go into certification, we'll have Julie's talking about that. But basically, this is a very good way to determine competencies, and it has been very effective in establishing what can a person at a different level do. And this could actually be a good direction on what needs to be added to that knowledge base and to the skills and everything else that the person needs. So this identifies gaps and also helps staff get credit for what they know how to do. And the Global Scholarship Fund. This actually We had a good start in 2008. We had actually a promise to get $50 million as down payment for the scholarship fund, and this was right before the meltdown. And 2 months later, this company in the US said, no, sorry, we cannot do that anymore. So we probably have to go to the private sector. Protected area managers are people without enough money to pay for their own studies. And the systems don't have the money, and many of the project-based resources that are available are for short courses and not for a professional development program. So this will have to be a mixed process, and the idea is to link this to accredited institutions, but the scholarship will go to individual students. So there's a good competition between organizations to offer the best programs, and that way collect the best number of students. So basically this sums it up. Now we need you. We need you to participate. We need you to help develop this. This is a global partnership. This is not something that is tied to a person or to a group. It's open, and we hope to be able to really move forward. And there is a sheet on that table at the entrance with the address and a little bit of what the GPAN is. So thank you.
Thank you. Next time, I would love to be able to come in here as well. I should say my name.
Okay, thank you. I have permission from David tonight to do it in Spanish with my commitment to do it with quiet. Okay, muchas gracias. En 1997, la Universidad para la Cooperación Internacional estableció la Escuela Latinoamericana de Áreas Protegidas. Desde ese momento hasta ahora han sido 15 años en donde hemos ganado mucha experiencia, hemos ganado muchas lecciones aprendidas y en donde hemos cumplido una serie de conceptos que están muy de acuerdo con lo que se ha dicho en el documento este de soluciones naturales. Las áreas protegidas son una parte esencial de la responsabilidad de la respuesta global ante el cambio climático. Estas áreas ayudan a la sociedad a lidiar con los impactos del cambio climático para conseguir y mantener los servicios esenciales de los cuales la sociedad depende, la gente depende. Estos 15 años han servido para construir liderazgo y capacidades. Estos 15 años ha sido un recorrido que nos ha permitido, desde el primer año, en el 97, arrancamos con cursos cortos de 6 semanas, con mucho aprendizaje, en donde, bueno, nos enfrentamos a una serie de situaciones de alto costo, de complicaciones logísticas, pero también logramos iniciar un proceso muy aliviador. Buenas herramientas, bueno para las herramientas, pero no para los conceptos básicos, que era la meta que hemos venido poniendo y trabajando desde la Escuela Latinoamericana de Áreas Protegidas. En el 98 se estableció un convenio con el Sistema Nacional de Áreas Protegidas de Costa Rica e iniciamos uno de los primeros programas en América Latina y el Caribe para profesionalizar la gestión de las áreas protegidas de Costa Rica, y se inició un proceso de formación y profesionalización del personal de las áreas protegidas, del sistema de conservación. Iniciamos un bachillerato en áreas protegidas que ha venido dando frutos. Ya para 2005 iniciamos un segundo grupo y en 2009 un tercer grupo de formación en administración y manejo de las áreas protegidas. Ha dado frutos bien interesantes y lecciones aprendidas. Los altos costos iniciales ¿verdad? Que lo hacíamos de manera semi-virtual y semi-presencial. Nos dieron algunas pistas importantes para ir ascendiendo e ir logrando cada vez una educación virtual más bien. El éxito ha sido grande, ¿es cierto? Hemos valorado en este grupo ya un éxito de un 94% aproximadamente y un mayor uso del campus virtual. En este momento, alrededor del 70% de los graduados en estos cursos, en este bachillerato, han ido asumiendo diferentes cargos de dirección dentro del Sistema Nacional de Áreas de Conservación de Costa Rica, 70%. Han habido problemas, sin embargo, consideramos que este es un logro muy importante. Efectivamente, estamos logrando impactar una buena gestión de las áreas protegidas y una buena gestión del territorio. En Colombia también hemos desarrollado programas de capacitación para mejorar las habilidades en el manejo de las áreas protegidas, muchas lecciones aprendidas hasta este momento. El programa de manejo y de formación en la área protegida ha significado también en este camino una transición desde cursos pequeños y aislados de profesionalización en el manejo de las áreas protegidas. Hemos venido avanzando, hemos venido creando cambios de actitudes, cambios en las mentalidades, desarrollando capacidades de liderar, empoderando a los sectores de las áreas protegidas en competencia. Liderazgo y competencia son palabras claras que todos tenemos. Y un poco haciendo un abordaje más desde el aprendizaje que desde la enseñanza. Nuestro abordaje ha sido más, y el esfuerzo ha sido más por el aprendizaje, más que el desarrollo de muchas técnicas y metodologías para la enseñanza. Nuestro énfasis es en el aprendizaje, acompañado por trabajos de campo, por supuesto. La vinculación entre la teoría y la práctica es un asunto sumamente importante y esto nos ha dado muchas lecciones aprendidas en todo este recorrido. Por eso, basado en la experiencia que hemos venido desarrollando en la Escuela Latinoamericana de Áreas Protegidas y otras organizaciones que han venido desarrollando este proceso, puedo decir que el programa global de profesionalización en el manejo de las áreas protegidas, el GPAM, ha sido establecido. Tiene bases en el territorio. Tiene gente que está haciendo una mejor gestión de la área protegida y de la dinámica que hay en los territorios donde se encuentran esas áreas protegidas. Ahora, desde la estamos buscando cómo incorporar plenamente el GPAM en nuestro currículo y en nuestros programas de formación. Nuestras perspectivas futuras están dirigidas a generalizar esta experiencia y a continuar ganando lecciones aprendidas para una mejor gestión de nuestras áreas protegidas y de nuestro territorio. Muchísimas gracias.
And next, welcome Vinod from Florida Institute.
Good evening. The Wildlife Institute was set up nearly 25 years back with a very strict mission to develop the wildlife science and to promote its application in the context of India's very different socio-economic milieu. And over this last 25 years, the Institute has moved ahead in fulfilling the mandate. The mandate is threefold, as you can see: building capacity through training, through education, and through research. So in some ways, we are very uniquely placed. That is among the few institutions in the world which does training, which does research, and which also provides advocacy and technical support to the Ministry of Environment and Forest. We have a very wonderful campus, about 500 acres of land, just on the edge of a national park. So occasionally, apart from our own campus biodiversity, we do occasionally get leopards visiting our campus. So what I'm trying to say that the campus life and the campus biodiversity is a very enriching experience, and most of the students, researchers, and faculty are encouraged to monitor and to add to the species list, which keeps growing. In terms of the structure, we are organized in different departments, from landscape ecology to habitat ecology to wildlife health management. So in a way, it's a multidisciplinary faculty of 40 full-time scientists, and 1/3 of them are park managers. So we have a dual arrangement. There are permanent scientists at this institute, and we also get people from the Indian Forest Service on secondment who are with us for a period of 5 to 7 years, and then they go back and implement what they have learned, and we get a new set of people. So in that way, the institute maintains a very strong liaison with the park managers in the country. In terms of when we talk of professionalizing PA management, I have tried to flag these 4 issues which the institute does provide competence levels. One is the basic of wildlife and PA management. In the last decade or so, the institute has moved into natural heritage conservation, and already the dialogue is with the UNESCO World Heritage Center to set up a Category 2 center dealing with natural heritage management based in WI. So that would be happening somewhere in a year's time from now. Realizing the need for impact assessment, the entire South Asia is up for development, roads, buildings, powerhouses, hydropower, and so on. So over the years, we have taken special interest in developing competency on the field of impact assessments. All the types, the AIA, the cumulative assessments, and very recently into strategic assessments. Then the menace of poaching in South Asia requires that we develop technical competence in wildlife forensics and conservation genetics. So the institute has made huge investment in setting up a forensic lab, and tiger poaching being a very important area, the institute is providing material to enforcement agencies to check the menace of the crime. In terms of our courses, this course is a 10-month postgraduate diploma course for park managers, and 33 such courses we have run. And because all Indian park managers are trained for this course, and we also get candidates from the region, from Afghanistan to Vietnam, coming up over here. The advantage being very minimal cost that is taken by the government, because it's a government-funded institute. At a very minimal cost, these trainings take place. For the park rangers, we have another course for a 3-month duration, and these again are open up for the region and from different countries in the region. Even China and Singapore and Vietnam in recent years have sent their officers to be trained over here. So these 2 courses are very popular as far as park management are concerned, but we realize that building capacity through training is not enough, and that's where we introduced a master level course. So this is a full-fledged master degree program in wildlife science, where we take up students from a competitive exam, and about 104 students have passed out. And I have no hesitation in saying that these are the best of the lot, who have been trained in wildlife management, who are competent biologists. Many of them have opened up their own civil society organizations. Some have come back to us on the faculty, and most of them are pursuing their PhD program. Going back a little, we also have customized training program, because we realize that countries in the region, Nepal, Pakistan, Bhutan, Afghanistan, Sri Lanka, in fact, all the park managers in Sri Lanka are trained at WI, which we can't say for our own country that we have not trained all our managers, but Sri Lanka under the UNDP program has sent in the last 10 years all its managers. So Sri Lanka perhaps might be the only country in the world where every single manager has been trained either in a short course or a long course, but these are all trained people. We have recently diversified the training, and the Indian Revenue Service officers, you might wonder what the Revenue Service has to do with park management or the wildlife, but these are the officers who are manning our seaports and airports. And they mentioned to us that they have huge problems in sensitizing their officers on what is an illegal product. Sometimes it could be a shawl, sometimes it could be an artifact made of that. So on a regular basis, we have these institutional links, and for the last 12 years, we have trained all the officers who are manning now at their airports and seaports over there. Then we get requests from Army because they are occupying our frontiers and borders where no civilian can go. And in a systematic way, we have built up capacity of the paramilitary and paramilitary organizations. And under a TOT program, so we can't reach to the troop level. So they have been, the Army has dedicated officers for nature education and training, and these officers are now continuing that. And we do get a request from a large number of neighboring countries for study tour, because India has a lot of, one of the 17 mega diverse countries. So Afghanistan wants to look at the high altitude area, and Sri Lanka wants to look at the marine parts. So we have the range of habitats and ecosystem to which we organize these courses over there. Recently, as Nigel was saying, that my relationship with Nigel Marks all dates back to about 15 years now, and we have been systematically conducting this management effectiveness evaluations. And under a decree from the Prime Minister's office, which says that every single protected area in the country will be up for an independent evaluation, and the report will be laid down in Parliament. So that's a very exceptional case that when we talk of institutionalization, there are many ways and many countries who have done 10, 20 or all of them, but we are under this